It looks like young Nigerians has finally won the battle, because right now we're seeing that cryptocurrency is formally recognized as a security in this country, the new ISA Act. We're going to take a look at that on this episode of Market Weekly. You're very much welcome. Let's go into what we have for today. This is Market Weekly, brought to you by Nairametrics Television, where we break down some of the biggest stories in finance, business, and even the market at large. I am Frank Fagbo. Let's start with some of the top stories making the rounds around the market. We're seeing that right now Nigeria formally recognizes cryptocurrencies as securities in the new SEC Act of 2025. What is all of this about? Nigeria has just taken a giant leap into the future of finance. For the first time, we're seeing that cryptocurrencies and virtual assets is now being added into the new SEC Act of 2025. Nigeria has just taken a giant leap into the future of finance, and this is really a game changer for the industry. For the first time, we're seeing that virtual asset, that's cryptocurrencies, is now officially recognized as securities under the new Investment and Securities Act. That's the ISA 2025. It was signed into law by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. This ends over a decade of regulatory uncertainty and also brings crypto under the watchful eyes of the Security and Exchange Commission. Why does all of this matter? Legal clarity is the major reason why this matters, because virtual asset service providers, that's the VASPs, many of them, and even the digital asset operators and crypto exchanges now have a clear regulatory framework. A lot of the investors now feel protected because the new law strengthens oversight to curb fraud and also increase transparency, while also boosting investors' confidence in Nigeria's growing crypto market. Global leadership is one of the major reasons why it also matters. According to Chain Analysis 2024 Crypto Report, Nigeria ranks as the second in the world for cryptocurrency adoption, right behind India. And Nigeria having such massive market, that gives you an idea as to how much of a player we are in the crypto sector. We're seeing that the country also contributed nothing less than $125 billion in crypto transactions in the sub-Saharan Africa, in sub-Saharan Africa last year, with stable coins making up to 43% of total transactions in the sector. The SEC Director General, Dr. Emomotimi Agama, calls this a game changer, and other industry leaders also said that this is a welcome development because it's a welcome move, but caution that Nigeria, some leaders in the sector are cautioning that Nigeria also lacks a clear long-term roadmap as regards the industry. For everyday Nigerians, this law really sparks a new crypto boom in the country. Or are we in for a regulatory headache? Time will tell, because you sure know that we'll keep you abreast as to how all of this would unfold as the year goes by. Let's take a look at some of our local stories. We're seeing what is happening with VFD Group. They've reported 11.2 billion naira profit as investment income soars. VFD Group has pulled off an incredible turnaround, swinging from 1 billion naira loss in 2023 down to 11.2 billion naira pre-tax profit in 2024. And the big question is, what is really behind this impressive comeback? Take a look at why we're seeing this impressive comeback. Investment income nearly doubled, soaring 97.95% year on year to 74.5 billion naira. Their net revenue also skyrocketed by 89.84%, hitting 70.9 billion naira. Operating profit also soared by 103% to 40 billion naira, despite rising finance costs. At the time of reporting, VFD Group stocks was trading at 51.90 naira, 51 naira 90 kobo, with 16.89% year-to-date gain. Clearly, we're seeing that investors are taking notice of what is happening with VFD Group. Then, second story from our local stories, we're seeing what is happening with Boa Foods. They declare final dividend of 13 naira per share for registered shareholders. 13 naira per share for registered shareholders. And a lot of investors, Boa Foods is rewarding its shareholders big time, declaring 13 naira for 13 Naira dividend per share for the 2024 financial year. The total payout is 234 billion Naira. The dividend yield is 3% based on 418 Naira per share. 418 Naira per share. Though some potential investors are saying that 413 Naira looks like it's a premium price. But let's see how all of this unfolds going into the second quarter of 2025. Payout ratio was seeing 35. The payout ratio was seeing that is 37.22%. Operating profit margin improved from 28.24% in 2023 down to 30.87% in 2024. Now, if you're a shareholder on record as at August 21, 2025, expect your dividend by September 25, 2025 after taxes and regulatory approvals. Of course, you sure know that taxes and regulatory approvals has to come into the picture. Let's take a look at what's happening with our global stories. Trump has imposed 14% tariff on Nigeria's export to the US. Trump imposes 14% tariff on Nigeria's export to the US. President Donald Trump has just hit Nigerian export with 14% tariff as part of his broader America First trade policy. Now, the US is imposing a baseline of 10% on all import with higher rates targeting specific countries, including that of Nigeria. Now, this move is expected to shake up Nigeria's trade relationship with the US and also sectors like the agri sector and the manufacturing sector. Economists warn that this could drive up costs and force Nigerian exporters to find new markets fast, because this tariff is going to bring about high costs and also change in our market. Let's see how all of this unfolds going into the second quarter and the third quarter of 2025. Let's take a look at what is happening in the oil and gas sector. Brent crude plunges by $10 a barrel. Worst day since 2022. The oil market just took a major hit. Brent crude price crashed by $10 per barrel, making it the worst one-day drop since 2022. The sudden decline was fueled by Donald Trump's new tariff and the unexpected increase in the OPEC Plus oil supply. A lot of analysts fear that this could signal a broader economic slowdown as regards the market. But definitely, you know that we'll keep you abreast as to how all of this unfold. But for Nigeria, which is a major dependent economy, this could mean that lower government revenues and also potential Naira depreciation, because you know that we're heavily reliant on oil, and whatever happens to the oil and gas sector has a massive impact in the entire economic outlook of the country. Let's take a look at what is happening with the tech stocks. Tech stocks lose nothing less than $3.1 trillion after Trump's reciprocal tariff. In what is being called a worst-case scenario, the U.S. stock market has been devastated by Trump's reciprocal tariff, with tech giant leading the losses. The sector lost a staggering $3.1 trillion in market value. Investors are fleeing the high-growth tech stocks, fearing a prolonged trade war because many don't know how all of this would unfold going into the year. But then, let's see how the market reacts to this. Let's go on to what is happening in the Asian front. Japan stocks plunge. We're seeing that bonds rally amidst the global sell-off that is happening in the markets. Japan's stock market has taken a massive hit, driven by falling bond yields, a stronger yen, and also reduced expectation of the Bank of Japan rate hike. The fear was seeing that Japan's exports-heavy economy could be in trouble if global trade tensions escalate. And that's why you're seeing what is happening with their bond market. Let's go on to what is happening in Euro. Euro stocks close in red, with sectors like the automobile and the manufacturing sector getting hit the hardest. Investors are pulling out over fears of full-blown global trade war. You know, the trade war between US and Europe and other countries across the world. The German DAX and UK FTSE 100 saw a significant decline as regards the market. More or less as regards the market. And then Taiwan also unveils a $8.7 billion stimulus package to counter trade war impact. With global trade tensions rising, Taiwan isn't taking chances. The government just announced an $8.7 billion stimulus package to support industries hit by the tariff. boost, and they are saying that they're looking at boosting spending, stabilizing the financial market in Taiwan. And then let's take a look at what's happening in the Indian front. Indian bank faces crisis over risky investment. One of India's biggest private bank, Industrial Bank, is in trouble. The bank racked up $175 million loss due to risky derivative bets. The Indian rupee's depreciation has worsened the crisis. Regulators are investigating, and top executives may be forced to resign. And then we'll move on to what is happening in our local equities market. Remember that this week is a really a week of holiday, because we saw that our Muslim faithful, many of them went on holidays, and many of them went on holiday, and as a country, we had our own national holiday on Monday and Tuesday, and the market was closed on Monday and Tuesday. So let's take a look at what happened on the 2nd of April, 2025, which was Wednesday, when the market opened. Daily snapshot, daily NGX market snapshot. The All-Share Index closed at 105,515.99 points. Daily change was saying it was a negative day for the market. 0.15% decline in the market. Week to date, 0.15% decline, and then the quarter to date was in 0.15% decline. Year to date, 2.5% gains in the market. Market capitalization 66.16 trillion naira, and then the volumes traded 438 million volumes of shares traded in the first trading day of the week, which was Wednesday, and then valued at 12 billion naira. Numbers of deals, 17,286 deals. That's some decent numbers if you ask me. And then let's take a look at some of the top gainers and the top losers. We're starting with the top gainers. We're seeing UPDC 6 naira 5 kobo, that ended at 10% gains in the market. Afroprudent was seeing 14 naira 35 kobo, ending at 9.96% gains in the market. And then we're seeing VFD Group featuring amongst the top gainers, 51 naira 90 kobo, 9.96% gains in the markets. Union Deacon 5 naira 30 kobo, 9.28% gains in the market. May Baker 8 naira 60 kobo, 6.17% gains in the market. And then we take a look at what happened as regards the top losers of the day. ACN 31 naira 95 kobo, 10% decline in the market. UPL 3 naira 89 kobo, 9.95% decline in the market. Suno Assurance featuring among its top losers, 5 naira 99 kobo, that's some 9.92% decline in the market. Conhall PLC 3 naira 23 kobo, 9.78% decline in the market. UCAP 15 naira experiencing 9.09% decline in the market. And then we'll move on to what happened on the third trading day, the second trading day of the week, which was Thursday, the 3rd of April 2025. The All-Share Index 105,525.26 points. Daily change, you're seeing 0.01% gains in the market. It was quite a great day for the market, the second trading day of the week after the holidays. And then we'll move on to the daily change. We're saying week to date, 0.14% decline in the market as regards the week to date. Quarter to date, 0.14% decline in the market. Year to date, 2.52% gains in the market. Market capitalization 66.15 trillion naira, and then the volume traded was seeing 397.11 million shares traded for that day, and that was valued at 8.74 billion naira. Numbers of deals more than the previous day, 13,667 numbers of deals as at that day, as at the close of business of that day. Let's take a look at some of the top gainers and the top losers. We're seeing Afroprudent featuring amongst the top gainers, 15 naira 75 kobo, 9.76% gains in the market. And then let's move on to what happened as regards to top gainers. Afro-Prudence featuring amongst the top gainers, 15 naira 75 kobo, 9.76% gains in the market. Guinea Insurance, 69 kobo, that's their price, 9.52% gains. DA Communications, what a surprise, 65 kobo, 8.33% gains in the market. It's been a long time we've seen DA Communications featuring amongst the top gainers. At Mansard featuring amongst top gainers, we're seeing Mansard having 9 naira 60 kobo, 7.87% gains in the market. R3 Briscoe, 2 naira 40 kobo, 7.14% gains in the market. And then we take a look at what happened as regards the top losers for the day. 7 naira 20 kobo coming from livestock, 10% decline in the market. PZ, 33 naira 40 kobo, 9.97% decline in the market. Mutual Benefit, 0 naira 97 kobo, 9.35% decline in the market. Jackin was seeing 29 naira, 9.23% decline in the market. And then NSL Tech, 50 kobo, 9.09% decline in the market. And that's how the market closed on the penultimate trading day of the week. And now you're seeing that a holiday literally took a toll on the market and a lot of investors. Many of them were excited about how the market unfolded this week. What a great way to end the market. That wraps up this edition of Market Weekly, from Nigeria's bold crypto move to Donald Trump's trade war shaking up the market. These are the stories shaping the financial world. Stay tuned to more updates from Market Weekly from Nairametrics Television. My name is Frank Fagbo. I'll see you on the next episode. Make sure you remain profitable. Cheers.